Welcome back to the Mail-In Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Shivery, coming to you live from the Lodge in Austin, Texas. Joining me is my co-host, Sally DeFries. What's up, Sal?
It's raining.
Yeah, we needed it. We
needed it.
This time we actually legit did need it.
And it makes me want to get in a bed, get in my bed, watch some Netflix. I wish it was about 20 degrees cooler.
Fall is knocking on the door, though.
There's a cold front next week.
Yeah.
Solid 84.
Saw that. Very
wow.
excited.
It's going to be basically pumpkin spice weather before we know it.
I think triple digits might be over for the year.
That's a freezing cold take, Dylan. I guarantee you we're going to have another triple digit.
Sadly, I don't know. Once that first September-ish front comes through, it usually doesn't get above 95 again.
I think we got another September day in us going triple dig.
We'll see what happens. Either way, I'm excited about the change.
Probably ask Dave. Meteorologist.
We have the guy right here. We're not even. Yeah, Dave.
Hey.
Are we gonna see triple digits again this year?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Ah, thanks for the insight.
So that settles that.
You never know, man. Texas, they say if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
So just wait.
Yeah. Man, Dave, what's up? Welcome.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the ambiance in this room right now.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, we just recorded Circling Back. We had a pretty good rainstorm, and we had these curtains completely shut.
Didn't even know.
You missed it.
We missed it. Didn't even get to enjoy
It's
it.
blocked out to the outside world.
That's okay. That's okay.
Parks
It's probably
is-
all humid as all hell out
Parks is
there.
in here just causing all kinds of trouble, beating up on Dave.
Yeah, he gave me a gift earlier, and it's not a gift I wanted. It was him just beating the shit out of me with a
It was
pillow.
an ass whipping. Yeah. Pillow
He
fight.
was really excited about that gift, Dave.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He has gravitated toward Dave. He's a big Dave guy now. It started off as a Circling Back bit.
He used to ignore me.
Now it's just reality.
Now he loves you.
He honestly ignored me for.
You think he loves the stash or what?
I don't know.
The thing about him is he's really shy at first.
Tough one
But
to
once
crack.
he warms up, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, then you're tight with him, and he won't stop talking to you.
I feel like hopefully the bribe of the Chick-fil-A fries I gave him helped a little bit.
Didn't hurt.
But he hasn't spoken to me
Ooh.
since, so
You got a lot of nerve bringing that stuff in here.
sorry.
Smelling all good.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't eaten lunch. I'm borderline hangry.
Okay, let's get
I'm
through
not.
this.
I'm
We'll
not
go quick.
hangry.
Let's get through it.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
I can power through. I had a protein shake.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm teetering. I'm
Right.
teetering in the right direction now.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that Chick-fil-A smelled so damn good.
It did.
It was good.
You looked happy eating
This
it.
lemonade is delightful.
Oh, you went lemony.
Full
Okay.
sugar lemonade, yeah.
Okay.
Have you gotten their frosted lemonade before?
I have not.
Oh,
and as a
boy.
huge fan of
It
frozen
is-
lemonades.
Didn't know they had that.
It's basically like vanilla soft serve mixed in with lemonade is kind of what it is, and it is amazing.
What?
Randy is nodding in agreement.
Never
It is-
heard of such a
Dylan,
thing.
did you
So
have
good.
Shortstop growing up?
Yeah.
Remember their frozen lemonades? Choit.
I don't know if I do.
Oh my God, they had the best frozen lemonades. You could do just a regular. You could do raspberry or
They
strawberry.
were cash only, forever. I don't know if they finally accept credit card.
We
They're
went to
still, are they
Shortstop.
open?
I think there's one north off Burnett, but we had one in Georgetown, and we would go probably twice
It
a
was
week.
cash only, and they did the bag of burgers,
I-
5 burgers in a bag
Yeah.
for $10 or something.
I would always get a chili cheeseburger. Wild.
I haven't had a good chili cheeseburger.
The
in a long
saltiest
time.
fries of all time.
Saltiest fries.
Yeah, it's just
you
salt
had to
with,
get a frozen lemonade because your mouth was
right.
between the acid from the lemonade and then the salt from the fries, your tongue was just toast.
Yeah, there's one in my old neighborhood.
Oh, it was the best.
You're right.
Damn.
Man, good times. Sure, I haven't thought about them in a minute.
I thought about it the other day because I passed, I think, the one that exists
Yeah, the one that's still going.
over by North Cross Mall.
Wait, is it a little hut?
Yes.
Oh,
There's one down south
Red
near
and white.
me.
Yeah.
is it right there at Shoal Creek? And
Uh-huh.
oh, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yours is still open. Ours got closed.
Oh,
Should I go?
Yes.
Would I like it?
It might be shitty, but
Bring
as a
cash.
kid, I loved
bring a
it.
20 because I don't know if they take credit card.
It's definitely a money laundering
They
front.
do. Randy said they do now. Okay.
It's on. Where is it, Manchac?
No.
Oh, you're north. Randy's
it's-
north. There's one by me.
Really?
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
And they do hot dogs too.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember. It's been.
I think
so
they
long.
do. I think they do.
Man, I didn't know that was still open. I need to go by.
I know. But I'm
just a
thinking,
drive-through.
just a drive-through. I'm thinking that when I was a kid, it tasted a lot better than
Oh, I'm sure.
what it probably is now, which is probably
Yep.
a shitty burger joint.
Just for the nostalgic factor.
Yeah.
Guys, I
just
got
stopped
one.
by.
I got one down south.
Wow.
Get a frozen lemonade.
Also, I like how I did this to myself by just complaining about how hungry I was, and now we're just talking about
Looking at the
ordering
menu?
hamburgers, and now I'm just torturing. This is just hell.
Man.
What's up?
Well, we have a podcast to get to.
Yeah.
Before we get to the questions, the hotline number, 888-362-MAIL, M-A-I-L. That's 888-362-6245. You can also write in. There's a link in our Twitter bio, @MailInPodcast. We have 7 questions today, 4 of which are voicemails. Let's jump right in, Dave, if you are ready.
Howdy, fellas. Which group of people across all of history had the most drip? I say it's the pirates. Well, my girlfriend says it's the ancient Japanese. Would love y'all's takes.
Okay. I've had a minute to think about this. I know I kind of gave this to y'all late, so you haven't had as much time to think about it as me. I love the pirate take. A lot of drip. The puffy shirt with the, and the hats and the eye patch. I know that was out of necessity mostly, not just like an accessory, but
Love a hook arm.
love that. Love a peg leg. Pirates had a lot of drip, man.
But it was like shabby drip. It's not like
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was scummy drip.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't dapper drip. It wasn't like early 20th century London drip,
Correct.
Which is I don't know, like Peaky Blinders. That's some drip. Like even just like going like to the store, they got dressed up like that. I feel like Peaky Blinders era,
Yeah.
No, Tommy.
Well, you like everyone wore
Tommy.
suits,
Prohibition.
like 3-piece suits. And
Prohibition era. Right.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Newsboy cap.
Yeah. That's crazy drip.
Yeah.
Ancient Egyptians, they had all the
That was going to be mine.
very gaudy
That was one of mine too.
gaudy drip, just doing a lot.
But they
all
showed
that
a lot of
jewelry.
skin, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or are you thinking of like Grecians?
I don't know why. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. I just feel like
I don't know.
I could be just thinking of modern depictions of the ancient Egyptians instead of like I guess hieroglyphics and whatnot. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but they did. The drip was there.
Sure.
Big baby drip gods.
Right. Ancient Japanese. Yeah.
Babylonians. Don't sleep on the Babylonians.
I mean, I think if you look at a lot of ancient cultures, there's like, because what we are seeing is all of, the most wealthy people, their stories got told. They have the coolest stuff. You're not like thinking about the peasants. When you go to a museum and you see all the crown jewels and stuff, you don't like
Right.
see stuff about the peasants that they like literally use to like build their castles.
But we've gone through eras where people dressed up more than people do now.
Correct.
Everyone dresses like shit today.
Yeah. I wouldn't say like 2020 we've got a lot of drip.
No.
Get Adam Sandler.
I mean,
He just wears long ass basketball
Yeah.
shorts everywhere.
like the streetwear fad. I'm not on board with it. It looks terrible.
I have an answer that I just thought of. I'm going to go with the Zoot Suiters.
Okay.
Ooh, the Zoot Suit riots.
So like the 50s?
No, that was like in the 20s.
Okay, you're right.
the
So,
Roaring 20s.
I listened to a podcast about this the other day. So Zoot Suits originated in like
Why did I say 50s? I don't know.
That's very stupid. and embarrassing.
poodle skirts. I'm just kidding. But like originated in New York City. And then the podcast was about the Zoot Suit riots actually, but it was about young Mexican Americans who wore Zoot Suits, like 13-year-olds and full out decked out suits. So you either got one custom made, or if you weren't like didn't have the money, you would buy a suit that was like 2 to 3 times too big for you and then have a tailor bring it in. So it was like these blazers, jackets that were like to these people's knees, and then they had these giant parachute pants that like came in at the cuff, like on their ankle, and these people were just walking around in like Zoot Suits all day long. I'm like,
Yeah.
if I see a person in a suit today, I'm like, well, that person's going to like a hardcore business meeting, or like no one has flair anymore. Definitely not in Austin. I just feel like, especially since COVID hit, people are just not even trying anymore.
If I see someone in a suit today, I think they're either going to some like formal function or
Right.
it's a lawyer that has to be in court or something.
Right.
Yeah, you just don't see him as much, and they're a pain in the ass to wear and
Yeah.
to put on. Like they stink. I feel bad for people who have to wear them every day to work. Like, that's not fun. And they're expensive as hell.
Remember when people used to just dress up to go on planes, and now people just wear pajamas like
when I was a
slippers?
kid, my dad was like, "No, we're dressing up. You're getting on an airplane." Like,
I still don't fly in shorts. I just want to put that out
Dad,
there.
we're going to Destin, Florida. Like, why am I getting dressed up? I don't get it. I don't know.
And now you got like people just in full on like I'm with stupid t-shirts like on a bachelor party, like who are also in like
or people in like finals drip,
flip-flops.
wearing like sweatpants and like pajamas, basically. What are you doing?
Let me add. Don't forget about the Swiss Guard drip.
Okay.
The Pope's Guard.
Sure.
They've been doing that since like the 1500s, and I don't think it's changed much at all. And they kind of look like court jesters, but like there's just something about it that's just swag on a trillion.
You know what was very anti-swag was like the 18th century powder wig thing.
Just the
What's
worst.
that shit?
True trash.
What are you
I don't
doing?
know. Just weird. Wasn't it something to do with
It had a
STD?
purpose.
Like I really think there was something like it was used
like
to
syphilis.
I thought it was because they just had nasty hair.
I thought it was because they had bugs. So
Ooh.
I don't know. Look it
Freaking
up.
gross.
I don't know enough about like.
King Louis wore it to cover his premature balding.
Oh.
Okay.
Like I don't know enough
Been
about
there.
ancient Japanese, but I gotta assume like we're probably dealing with some pretty heavy drip.
Oh yeah, that's Drip City.
Yeah. Fine silks and fabrics.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
ornate.
Yeah, this is good. I would listen to a podcast just kind of going through the fits
Ancient
through
drip?
the years.
We don't
Ancient
know
drip.
enough about
That
this
works.
this subject. Ancient Drip is a good name for a pod.
Ancient drip.
We don't know
dude.
enough, but we're forgetting some great ones, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
There's some very high points in fashion, but like we said, there's always some low points to counteract that.
yeah,
So like when you've got your, I mean, look at like 90s grunge. You could even say that was like a high point in fashion if you're like a true
yeah.
fashion lover, but to me that's
How do you feel about
A low
on
point.
men suits where the pant leg is just like super short? It shows all kinds of ankle and stuff.
like capri pants.
Kinda, not up around the knee. I'm talking like lower. They cut off like lower to mid shin.
I would call that a capri. You're thinking of a Bermuda short, which is at the knee.
Oh hell no.
Bermuda shorts are
The
awful.
last time I went to go buy a suit, every guy who worked there had what I'm talking about.
Well, so isn't
and they
it called
tried to
like a
talk me
full
into
break,
it.
a half break, a no break, or whatever? Because it's talking about how long your pant is.
I'm talking like 6 inches of ankle showing, like short.
I don't mind like ankle pants. Like I don't mind. I think Will's when he got his tux, he was at like a, I don't know what the correct term is, but his like didn't even go over his shoe, which
Yeah.
I didn't mind. But like, yeah, you're right. There's
They tried to
people-
sell me hard on it when I went in there, and I think I was kind of rude. I was just very emphatic about, like, absolutely not. I will not wear that. And they're like, okay.
This is a different question, but kind of the same. Are you on the baseball pants at the knee with the high socks, or your full length baseball pants?
I was always a high sock guy when I played. Modern day, it's different. Now that's very rare to see.
I feel like it's all full length.
It's all pretty much all full length.
I
now.
feel like that started when I was in high school.
But if some of these teams that have like super dope stirrup socks, I don't know if you know what those are, stirrups.
Uh-huh.
The Cardinals, I think, have a good looking one. Then I would be very tempted to go high sock just to show them off because they're tight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We used to wear like not stirrup socks, but stirrup like tights and stuff for dance.
Yeah. Ancient drip.
It's a good question. I'd like to see Club
need to
Cool
go-
answer that.
Yeah,
As well.
that's a great question.
We
for
should have
Club
pitched
Pool.
this to them, really.
I'm sure Barrett could school us. He's probably like, "That's wrong. You're wrong on
He's going to be
that."
shaking his head listening to this segment.
Pulling
Sorry,
his hair
Barrett.
out, his luscious flow out.
Yeah. Or you could just shave it off with Manscaped.
Wow. He did it for me. Folks, you know what? I've been unveiling my summer bod like at the pool lately.
Yeah, people have noticed, Dave.
Even though it's, August? It's fine because our pool's open through October. I don't know if you got that email.
And it stays very hot here for a long time.
Very hot. We don't know. Maybe triple digit again. Maybe. We don't know for sure. But Manscaped, it's something you need. It's here to ensure your post-quarantine body is ready for the wild. You can't be the guy out there with a bear rug on your chest, Dylan.
No, I admit, I take the tops off my chest hair. Just trim it up a little bit.
Me too.
Make it look a little more even.
The nip, like if you have like, if you're one of those guys who has like, patchy chest hair, or like you have like the excess long nipple hair, you got to trim that up. That's a bad look, and you
Not
don't
a
want to
good
do it
look.
with scissors. Do it with Manscaped. We were talking the other day about how good a nice sculpted shaved chest looks.
Makes your pecs pop.
It makes you, it like takes off like 1% body fat, like to the eye.
Yeah.
If you trim it up right. And Manscaped, they're here to help you level up your full body grooming game, and I do mean full body. They've forever changed the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof, cordless body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your manscaping routine. It's the best trimmer on the market. I use it probably weekly, maybe every couple of weeks, depending on if I've got something to do. It's a third-generation trimmer, features the skin-safe tech to reduce manscaping accidents. I've been lucky. I have not had any manscaping accidents so far. How about you?
Oh, it's pretty accident-proof.
Yeah.
It's pretty dummy-proof.
Pretty dummy-proof, which is huge for us. Can even trim an arrow pointing to the promised land if you're bold enough, Dylan. You ever done that? That's a funny move.
No, but I have a buddy who used to do stuff like that.
Oh, at formal?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was in
'cause
high school, and like he thought it was funny.
It is funny.
It's a baseball guy thing.
It is a
maybe.
baseball guy thing. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer, because we all know how painful chafing can be when you're wearing your bathing suit all day. That is a great point. With the netting and some of these, you know what I mean, like swim trunks, it's just
Keep
you
it
got to
clean
have
downstairs.
that. Yeah, they got the Crop Reviver, the Testy Toner. That's huge. And for a limited time, subscribers get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value add, might I add, and the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code ROSIE at manscaped.com. So you get the 2 free gifts, you get 20% off, free shipping, code ROSIE, ROSIE, at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. That's huge. Check it out.
Trim your chesticles with the besticles, it says here.
Yeah, you got it. How could I forget that?
I don't know.
Let me see your chesticles. Okay.
Let's wait till after the show.
You want to do a voicemail?
Yeah.
What's up, squad? I was just wondering, when you guys have something going on in your personal life, how do you guys check that at the door going into work? Obviously, that would be something that is going to be harder for you guys because you're dealing sort of with the public all the time, but how do you guys kind of keep that either to yourself or under wraps so it doesn't become like part of the podcast? Thanks.
All right. How do we check our personal problems at the door before we start recording? Decent question. It's funny. I can like go back and listen to episodes, and I know that like, oh, I was not in a good mood that day. Or, like
Yeah.
I was dealing with some shit because I'm just like off my game, or I'm like extra quiet that day, or I don't know, my energy's down. I can just tell, and I like yeah, I probably didn't do a good job of clearing my head before going in there. But one thing we do a good job of, we come in here, we're not in a hurry. We come here, we sit down, and we just start like bullshitting for usually sometimes up to an hour actually before we actually hit the record button.
Or watching David Blaine.
Or watch David Blaine ascend via balloon to 25,000 feet above sea level and then plummet to earth. But yeah, we come in here and we just like vent or bullshit or talk about funny things that happen, and it just kind of helps me to forget about other stuff. I find it extremely helpful. Like I'll come in here in a bad mood, and by the time we start recording, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. That's really helpful for me. But also I've been through like life episodes where it's just been pretty much impossible. You know, like my divorce, for example, really affected my mood, and it carried over to work big time. And you can go back and listen, and you can be like, yeah, he was in a weird place. So it's tough at times, but if it's not a big deal, then I can usually work it out in studio before we go. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in school, I feel like people knew that I was exhausted or pissed off. It's like you said, it's easy. It's easier to let like the small stuff slide and just move past it than it is the big life changes that are going on where you're just like, I can't even think about anything else right now.
Yeah.
Like how you normally would be at a job, you know, like if there's something that's taking up your entire mental capacity, it's hard to turn that off.
There are people in media slash entertainment who do this, not podcasting, but they're on TV or whatever, who are just on every single day, and those people are just wired differently.
I
They're
also
built
think some of those
different,
people aren't
Different.
as personal as y'all. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like if you're a TV presenter, you're not talking about your personal life, whereas like on circling back and stuff, y'all talk about stuff that happens to you every day. So it's a little
Yeah.
easier to blur that line.
Good point.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I did get told one time that I was crossing my arms too much, that it came off on video. And I have to admit, I was just doing that because I'm really cold in here today. Are y'all
Really?
not cold?
I'm
I'm like
actually-
freezing. So I'm just doing
It's
this
a
because
little-
I'm like,
it's a little warm.
Yeah, I do too.
maybe I have COVID. And I'm just
It's
getting
funny you
sick.
say
I
that.
know.
Someone can make a comment on social media or Reddit or whatever.
Right.
It's just one person, and it's just they say like, oh, Dylan says this too much or does this too much, or he's like,
Right.
and that one comment, even if no one agrees with it, will stick in my head,
Same.
and I will never forget it, and it will always cross my mind when I do it again. Someone recently said I say the word sure a lot on circling back. Like if Dave or Will makes a point, I go, sure.
Yeah.
And they said that, I'm like, oh my God, I do say that a lot. It's just a natural response to
Well, and do
any
y'all listen to
agreeable
the
comment.
podcast back
Uh,
anymore?
not sometimes. If I know that we actually that way we really nail an episode, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
But most of the time I don't.
Sorry, I have the little lemonade went down
Punks
the
has
wrong
got
pipe
to be
there.
quiet out there. That little-
Yeah, I don't listen as much as I used to. I listen to Too Much Dip because we're only like 7 through. Subscribe, 5 stars. Check us out. But I don't listen to Circling Back as much. But yeah, what Dylan said, we come in here, usually talk for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And yeah, you just kind of get into a groove, start talking about stuff that you're comfortable talking about, and then you just hit record. The rest is history.
Yeah. I just texted Brett that said, please tell Parks to be quiet. Brett's out there with Parks, and I don't know what he's talking about.
Sounds like he's showing him karate moves.
It's
if I had to
unbelievable.
guess.
He is pumped up.
He's on one today.
I'm the captain. What did he say?
He's-
I'm the team leader.
I'm the team. Yeah, he was in there playing Warzone, and he was the team leader.
I'm the team leader.
Somebody was in for a surprise.
I went in there and it said he was spectating, so he got smoked by someone, and he was just watching someone else play.
That's
Tough.
not what you want if you're
Tough
a
scene.
team leader.
No, not a good team leader. All right, let's do the next one. It is also a voicemail.
What's up, gang? I feel like there hasn't been an update on when it's okay to, or if it is okay to date your boss's daughter. Yeah, and it's a pretty social work environment. So probably gonna be seeing each other a lot. All right, let me know. I'm pretty high right now as well. Dorn, smoke something, bitch.
Okay.
I could tell this dude was in an altered state.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, talk about being on one.
Jeez, dude.
Love that.
Not tactical at all.
I'll go ahead and keep this short. I don't think it's okay to date your boss's daughter. Too many things can go bad, can go wrong, and it could cost you your job. Unless it's a job you don't care about, then it might be worth the risk. But if it's a job you want to keep, I would just not go there. Unless you have just some weirdly close relationship with him and his family, then
Right.
it might be different. But that's a rare circumstance.
So we have a friend, one of Will and my friends that, and she's actually, the girl is also my friend, are dating, and he worked for her dad, but he quit that job, and then he started dating my
Okay.
friend.
Publicly.
Was it because
Right.
of that, or just
No,
coincidentally?
He coincidentally, so he knew her
Okay,
because he worked for her dad,
that's fine.
and then he left that job and went to do something else, amicable leave, and now they're dating. And I could see in the future him going back and working that job,
Yeah,
But I agree with you. This is probably not a smart call.
because just think, even if something as harmless as an argument or a fight
Right.
that has her upset, and she vents to her parents about it, or something like that, and then
Or opposite.
he'll just know too much of your business.
Right. Or opposite, you're upset and you vent to the girlfriend / daughter that this is happening at the company, and then she goes and tells her dad.
Yeah,
And you don't want to seem like you're blabber mouthing about the whole company.
right.
Yeah. I just don't think it's a good idea.
And if something really bad happens in a relationship, there's cheating involved or something like that, I mean, you kiss your job goodbye. You're
Yeah.
you're toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a risky proposition.
Yeah.
Did we have a call like this? Like somebody?
Well,
It sounded
he made it sound like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sure we've done something similar. I'm just very curious.
We've
if
had a
there's
ton of calls about just dating within your
company,
coworkers,
yeah.
Right.
which is risky in itself. But this is another level of risk. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
One that I don't think that he should take.
Yeah, unless it's a job that you don't care about, or it's like a seasonal thing, and you're gonna move on soon. I don't know. I just
Right.
if you want to keep the job, then stay away.
Keep it on the down low. That's what they would say.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go to the next one, Dave.
Hey, gang. Hope this finds you well. I've worked in politics for years, and I'm based in Texas doing remote work for the remainder of the year. I'm a neutral and considerate person, but the nature of the party that I work for and cannot switch from is very divisive currently. This has impacted my dating life heavily when the "where do you work" question pops up. Upon knowing my work, they begin to lose interest. It's almost like a surprise to them that based off my appearance as well. Oh, okay. I've always tiptoed around talking about work and refused to discuss any divisive current event as to not lose my date's interest. A partner's differing opinions do not bother me at all, but I do know that conflicting beliefs bother others. Should I continue avoiding the topic, or do I tell white lies until I know they're comfortable with me enough to discuss my job? I wish you all the best. Longtime listener, returning writer.
We met this guy
Mm-hmm.
in Dallas. You know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's how weird is it that like supporting I think it's obvious a guy works for the GOP, right? How weird is it that to like support our president is a red flag to some people? Like it's our president and yet it's just like, oh, you like him? It's just weird,
Yeah.
right? It's not ideal.
A lot of people, though, this might sound crazy. Just because you work for a particular party or somebody in politics, it doesn't mean that's your politics.
Right.
To a lot of people, it's just a job, get in the door. That might short circuit some people and sound weird, but as somebody who,
Yeah.
I mean, I interned in politics in college, and like that was, it wasn't like open, but like you could tell in conversations that like, yeah, I'm just trying to get a job in government.
Do you buy this defense? And I'm not saying this is mine, but do you buy this one where people say, I support the man's policy, but I don't support who he is as a person? Like I'm let's say I wanted to vote for Trump because I like what he's doing with the economy and blah, blah, blah. But he's also,
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. I mean, I
Yeah.
really don't. I mean, like, because the executive has a lot of power to like appoint judges, for example, pick potential Supreme Court nominees. So like, you may think Joe or Sleepy Joe or Trump or whatever personally, but what really maybe what matters to you is like, is Ginsburg going to retire? That's going to be an open seat on the Supreme Court. That's all been known as pretty conservative the last decade or so. So like it's like, okay, I don't care. We just got to get somebody in there and justify the means type deal.
Yeah.
So that's not crazy to me. Like, I'm not saying I subscribe to it. It's kind of like the, how do evangelicals, how do they rally around Trump so much, knowing like his history? It's like, well, I think they just want somebody who fights for what they champion.
Sure.
Whether or not that guy's a card-carrying evangelical or whatever, or if he awkwardly holds a Bible up like this, that doesn't matter as long as he appoints the right people into positions in the cabinet and whatever. So yeah, I don't think this is that weird. I don't know if I would come out of the gate with it. If it comes up, you gotta tell him.
And the fact that this dude is aware, like self-aware of how his job is perceived by other people, it's a good thing because it means that he's not like so far right-wing that he's like unreasonable,
Yeah.
Like he sounds pretty level-headed.
This feels really normal to me. I think
Yeah, I
maybe
think so,
growing
too.
up in Austin, where I have a bunch of friends who work at the Capitol for like parties that they probably don't even support on both sides, and I don't see this as a problem at all. I get where this guy's coming from because it's like he doesn't want to attract like a fanatic who's super into his job and like thinks that she's going to be able to meet the president one day because she's like so right wing.
Right.
And he also wants, he probably doesn't want that if that's not like his full beliefs, but he also doesn't want people to rule him out because of who he works for. But I don't know. I just think I wouldn't tell white lies till
Yeah,
they're
I wouldn't-
comfortable.
I
I
wouldn't
think
lie
that's a
about it
weird thing.
either.
But I think people who let politics affect who they date like that, especially if you're like a level-headed, moderate person, those are probably people that are going to be like that their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people who are that fanatical about politics and are that like combative. I don't know. I just think that's not what you want. Or I mean, that's not what I want at least. And so if they're showing their true colors that early on into like a relationship with this guy, like maybe he doesn't want to deal with that later on.
Sure.
So I think there are a lot of people out there that probably can sympathize with this guy a lot, like
Oh,
feel
for
the
sure.
same that he does.
I think if I was in this guy's position career-wise and I was asked, like, oh, what do you do for a living? I think I would probably have like a not a script to go off of, but I would have a very soft way of like all right, so here's the deal. Like I would set the tone like this is what I do. Don't think this is like this doesn't define me as a person. Like I don't know. I would just have a very methodical way of answering this question
Right.
that I would have planned out probably because I could see how it could turn people away.
Yeah.
And not just super right-wing people, but also other way too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. And this guy, I'm not saying he is super right-wing. I'm saying he works for the GOP. It sounds like
Yeah.
so.
A lot of-
That comes with an inherent like this guy's pro-Trump.
A lot of people who work in politics are just competitive, and it's a game to them. Not saying that I
Yeah.
honestly don't know what his job is, but like, so it's just like get behind a candidate,
Right.
or or a cause, and take it as far as you can take it,
Right.
and then go on to the next one. Like, I mean, I don't know what that says about them as a person,
If
but
he
it's
has,
yeah.
higher political aspirations, that
Yeah.
this is like a necessary step for him to get there, then
for sure.
you have to take that. You have to take it all in.
I mean, Hill Dog worked for Barry Goldwater in the '60s, so. And look at that's just it doesn't define you. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed.
You know what does define me, Roback?
Roback.
That hat you're wearing is pretty nice. I don't own that one.
We love Roback. They sent this to me when they sent me the Texas one. I think it's called the Don't Mess.
Yes.
The Texas polo for that
Yes.
little photo shoot we did on Lake Austin.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
solid. I love a good white cap.
It's
I love
great
what
looking.
Roback does.
The polos, man, they have like the traditional like solid color ones, and they get a little wild with it too.
I
Whatever you're
rocked
feeling,
one yesterday.
whatever you're feeling, they got you. They fit so well. It's the the stretchy moisture wick material. They're fantastic. We love them. Also love their performance tees. Dave and I go to the gym in them all the time. My favorite thing to work out in.
Same.
They are so comfortable, fit so well. Love them. Of course, the hats. And they're doing masks too right now.
They're doing masks.
We
I'm
wear the
wearing
masks pretty much daily as well.
Ooh,
So
I like that mask a lot. We got a promo code Rosie20 for 20% off your order.
Rosie20. Get you 20% off.
Rosie20. I recommend go do like the full tilt. Get a mask, a hat, a polo, and a workout tee.
Here's a
I think
little
you'll be very happy.
Here's a little pro tip. I believe this code is a one-time use.
Okay.
So if you go to the website, don't buy like just a performance tee and save 20%. Because you come back, you got to pay full price. So load up. Load that shopping cart.
My friends back home, high school
They
friends.
made that mistake, didn't they?
Well, they did, and then I sent them some stuff, and they are now believers in Roback. That's all they're playing golf in.
Yeah.
So.
I played golf with my friend one time who was wearing a Roback, and I was like, "Oh, did you use our promo code?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" So people
That's a
are
similar
out
thing.
there. I mean, it's catching steam.
Yes, they're good people, good listeners. Honestly,
They're
one of
awesome.
were they like one of our first sponsors when
They
we
were
started this
they
thing?
were very early.
They were ground
they've been
floor.
supporting
Watch
us.
media.
Yeah, big part of our success so far.
So please support them.
Yes. Do a voicemail, Dave.
Mail-in crew. This isn't a fun question. Just strap in. Today my boss told me I have 30 days to improve my performance or it's going to end with my termination. I don't know what to do. I'm construction management guy, by the way, that called a few weeks ago about how I hate my day job, and now I'm in the position where I'm going to be unemployed if either I start liking my day job or I find something else. Does anybody have any advice on where to go from here? I just don't know what to do, guys. Thanks. Anything will help. Thanks.
Sorry about this. Tough spot.
So he hates his job, and he also got a notice that if he doesn't improve, he's
This is
going to
kind of your
fired.
sign that, like, I would take this as a sign. Like, it's time for me to move on.
Same.
Right?
That's what I was going to say. I
Yeah.
mean, if you are really stressed and want to keep the job, then improve your performance. But, like, why stay at something? And I get it. Like, not everyone has the luxury. Actually, very few people have the luxury of moving on from a current job to, like, find out what they actually like. But they
And look,
also
it's
say
not an easy time to be unemployed either and
Right.
looking for a job. So take that into account too. But this is your sign that, it's time to move on.
yeah.
Don't be stuck doing a job that you don't like just because it's a paycheck. If you have options.
They say nothing lights a fire under your ass like not having a job.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Like
not.
maybe
It's
that's
not
the
a
kick in the
comfortable
ass
feeling.
that he needs to
Yeah.
move on.
You're probably already looking for something else, but if you don't find something, don't quit. Don't quit until you find something. Because
Is
if you
this about
quit before-
unemployment?
yeah, you gotta have that
You gotta collect
unemployment.
that. I was gonna say the same thing.
So stick with it until
Let them make that call so you can
Exactly.
fall back on that income.
Yeah.
Because that'll be helpful. Help you bridge that gap until you're employed again. But yeah, this is your sign, man.
I've never heard of something like this. I've never heard of like an outright. You
Pick it
have
up or you're
X
gone.
amount of days ultimatum, or you're gone. Like that.
in
that
construction management, it's not like it's not like he's in sales where his numbers are
right,
shit.
right.
It's
I'm
like
wondering how he's even
his
tracked.
jobs are behind schedule or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he's not meeting budgets, something like that. But I haven't heard of this either in that industry. But this is your sign, man. It's time to start looking elsewhere.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Polish up that cover letter and resume.
Yeah, I don't know what your experience looks like, what your resume is, so I don't know like what to tell you to get into, like what your interests are. But it's not this.
Because honestly, if you're getting this ultimatum from your company, even if you do improve and they keep you, they're gonna watch you under a microscope, and the next time you slip up or start to drag, you're gone.
Yeah.
So this doesn't bode well for a long-term relationship with this company.
I know we talked about like let his company decide, but is there any merit of like him actually having an open dialogue with his boss, being like, I don't like this job, that's why I don't try hard at it? 'Cause the other thing is you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot if you ever have to like use these people as a reference.
True.
And they're like, he didn't give a shit about his work,
True.
you know?
Aren't you not allowed to say stuff like that if someone reaches out to you?
I have no
I
idea.
think there might be a law against like trashing former employees to
Right.
potential new employers.
I mean, you can.
You
I mean,
can?
like barring some kind of a stipulation and like an agreement. I don't know how it goes state to state, but like a lot of places, they just straight up won't do those. They won't do what are they
just, like,
called? Like references.
Yeah.
And a lot of places will say, okay, if you're doing a reference, just you have to stick to performance. Don't trash the
Right.
person because you don't want to disparage
You
them.
can't talk about like personal hygiene.
Exactly.
And stuff like that.
Exactly.
But I mean, if
Um,
performance, if that's the issue that he's facing,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. That's a good point, Sally.
In my recruiter days, I used to have to do for every candidate you get references. So you have to get 2 references, and I heard a lot of places wouldn't do them, and then some places they would give you the book on them, and then some places you could tell they were just gassing up this person.
Oh.
They're giving the real
Oh,
generic
yeah.
like
Scott.
hard worker,
This guy was good.
highly motivated self starter,
Yeah. all
5
the buzzwords.
stars. Subscribe to this person. Yeah. Well, good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, it's a good point, Sally. If you know what you want to jump into right away, that might be a better approach to take.
I would have a frank conversation with my boss.
Yeah.
As scary as that is, but be like, this
You're
is
not
why.
happy with me. I'm not fulfilled at this job,
Right.
and that's why. Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. Let's do the next one, Dave.
Hi, guys and girls. I've started seeing someone lately who's great, but has one bad habit that drives me crazy. We live in a metropolitan area that's often busy with cars and scooters. Man walks directly into the street without looking at crosswalk signs constantly. I'll admit I'm a bit more on the cautious side, but I also don't have a death wish. Do I continue to mom arm him or let him get flattened by a semi, yours, from the safety of the sidewalk?
This
D.
is so weird to me, but there are people like this out
I
there.
do this.
Is he oblivious?
This is my dad.
I do
he
this
doesn't do
too.
this exact thing, but he's the type that he just doesn't think about stuff and he just does stuff. He's the worst driver I've ever known in my life, my dad. He'll just switch lanes. Like, dude, there's a car. Didn't even look. Like, there's a car right there. Stop.
I am this person. Like, Will has stopped me so many times just crossing the street. Like, and I don't not look, but I'll be like, yeah, that's far enough away.
Sally, you're gonna get hit.
And I think part of it is because the summer that I lived in Spain, like pedestrians have the right of way no matter where the fuck you are. Like, people will just dodge in the middle of the street. And you know, I mean, I obviously never drove in Spain, but like pedestrians first, cars second. So like,
Oh yeah.
you just learn like, I got to cross the street or I'm never going to get across the street. You have to almost jut out in front of people so they'll stop.
All the Vespas, scooters in Europe are terrifying.
So I think after that, I'm probably better now, but for a few years after that, I would just like straight up cross the street without looking. And there was a couple times where Will was like, you got to stop because you're going to die. Like, we've gotten in big fights about it. Because like,
Does he grab your arm like you're a child?
I'll cross the street and he'll stay behind and be like, I'm waiting until it's safe, Sally. I'm like, okay.
I'll see you on the other side.
I mean, and that's probably how this guy feels. Like, to me, it's not a deal breaker. I feel like I'm a lot more cautious now.
In his defense is like, I've never gotten hit before. And
Correct.
Like, yeah, it makes sense. But
He's gonna
you're
get
also
hit.
more likely to get hit than I am
Right.
in the future.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Bad drivers, I've never gotten in a car wreck. Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's probably coming.
It's the stupid argument people make. Like, I'm a better driver when I'm drunk. Oh, are you
my
really?
Gosh.
That's the dumbest thing
You're
ever.
so dumb. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a lot better now, but I can see why this guy does this. Because you just kind of are like, okay, people will stop for me. You just like think that, even though there's no logic behind it
Right.
at all.
This is funny.
A lot of the reason I've stopped, like, this kills Will. I don't ever use turn signals when I like merge lanes, and it like Will get so upset.
He's
And-
by the book guy.
And I'm like, people can figure out that I'm clearly moving into their lane. Like, he's like, I have changed because Will gets upset. So if this girl wants to really get
I'm
upset
guilty
at
of
him,
not always using a blinker. I mean, if I'm around cars who need to know
Trash.
that I'm turning or getting over, then yeah.
yeah.
But if it's safe, I'm like, screw it. I'm not putting anyone at risk here. I just won't use one.
If I'm in the left turn lane, do I really need to have a left turn blinker on? Like, can't people just like
Don't they know?
figure that out? No, I've gotten so much better at this because Will's like, someone is not going to be paying attention. Like, Will's the like typical defensive driver where I'm just like, oh, okay, everything's fine. So I get where this girl's coming from because I am exactly like her boyfriend probably. So I think
Does she continue to mom arm him?
I think so. I think you've just got to do it enough times to drill it into him.
I mean, yeah, don't let the guy get hit.
Because that's what happened to me. Like, Will has just like anything like me crossing without looking or me not using a turn signal. It's just constant to the point where he's broken me down. And I don't resent him for it. That's probably the right call. You know?
Yeah, he cares about you.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you to get flattened by a semi.
Yeah, we don't
Come on.
either.
Yeah, neither do we.
You're a vital part of this.
Well, you're rarely with me when I'm crossing the street, but I'll remember that next time.
Just think about us next time you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about all the people who'd be upset if something happened to you.
Okay.
How about that? All right, we have one more. It's a voicemail, and here it is.
What's up, Mail-In Squad? Got a quick question. So my buddy, he gets real defensive if you miss his birthday, which is totally fine, very understandable. Except he has purposely removed it from Facebook, and will get really butthurt about not people not remembering his birthday. And we've kind of told him, like, hey man, like, we've got it, close friends, we got it in our phones, but you can't get super mad at people for not remembering your birthday when Facebook is the way that 90% of people remember folks' birthdays. Am I crazy here, or am I being a bad friend? I'll hang up, shut up, and listen.
What a freaking baby.
This friend
What
is
a
stupid.
baby. Before I get into this, I'm really bad with birthdays, so takes with a grain of salt. Like I remember my immediate family, and like my exes.
Those are the only people that you should remember.
Yeah, I don't know Dave's. I don't know Will's. I don't know yours. I don't
I have
know
no
anyone's.
idea what either of your birthday. I know that Dave's is in July 21st. Did I get that right?
Did you ever? I was gonna hit the bang button.
the
but
bang
I
button.
forgot. I don't know which one the bang button is. Okay, there you go.
I actually only know Dave and Alyssa's because
Wait,
Alyssa's is the day before me.
I think I do know
Correct.
Will's. Is it January 2nd?
That's correct.
Okay, I do know that.
I think I knew Will's. Alyssa's is 2 weeks before mine.
Okay,
That's the only reason I
yours in,
remember Dave's.
October.
October 23rd. Yeah,
I would have
There we go.
literally never guessed.
and
that,
I know
no.
my best friends who he's just passed the 25th of August. But yeah, I'm bad with birthdays. I just don't think about them. I don't think they're that important. Once you're like past the age of 10, I don't think they're that
Yeah.
important. You know.
I got over this a long time ago.
So if this guy was my friend, he would be mad at me once a year, every year for the rest of his life, because I would never remember his birthday. But
I don't. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say at this point in my life, I remember if you post something to social media, I'm like, oh shit, it's their birthday. But honestly, I'm proud of myself if I get like within a week of their birthday and send a text.
Yeah.
Like the best I can do is seeing that it was your birthday and then send you a belated text. Because how are we supposed to remember?
The only reason people know these days is because other
of
people are
Facebook.
talking about it on social media or I'm not even on Facebook anymore,
Right.
so I don't even see your birthday on Facebook. But that's how people know,
Right.
because they get a notification. Oh, today's Dylan's birthday.
Exactly.
Happy
Randy,
birthday,
thank
dickhead.
you, Randy, for notifying everyone of mine.
Yeah, I would never have known.
That's
Yeah, I
the thing.
noticed.
Like this guy's got to give that up.
Yeah, he's being a baby.
The only people that I think at this point you can get offended if they don't say something to you on your birthday is exactly what you said: your immediate family, your significant other,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe your best friends. But even
Yeah.
then, like you got to cut them some slack. They have shit going on in their lives. We can't remember every person's birthday. Like at this point, if people text me on my birthday, I'm even shocked. I'm like, thanks, that's great.
This guy strikes me as the type who starts celebrating his birthday that's like the 24th of September on September 1st. Like, oh, it's
Yeah.
my birthday month. And we're all going to, like, no. You get one day like the rest of us. We're not doing this, like, 4-week celebration thing. It's not happening.
You can't get mad about people forgetting, but then you also, even more so, cannot get mad if you delete any evidence of
Oh,
it
yeah.
and then expect
It's
people
just like,
to just
you should know.
know.
You should have this down in your calendar, and you need to look at it. Like, no, it doesn't work that way.
This is so lame. I hate this guy.
This guy's a baby.
This guy sucks.
Baby.
Sucks.
This guy sucks. I'm glad we're all in agreement on this one.
I mean, this is embarrassing for that guy. Like,
It is. Grow up, man. You're not turning 12. You're not,
after 21, literally no one gives a shit about your birthday.
no one.
No one.
Actually,
So
yeah.
you got to move past
Actually,
it.
I wish my birthday
30,
wouldn't happen
30s.
for a while.
Yeah.
30
30's big.
You can
40's
but
a big one.
Milestone
30
birthdays.
like at 30, it's totally acceptable for you to throw your own birthday party and like
Sure.
send out texts. This is the thing that like my friends and I have dealt with the past few years, especially like when 30 happened. We were like, listen, there's too many like, okay, it's Tiffany's birthday. I don't have a friend named Tiffany, so that's, we need to like plan something for her and blah blah.
Oh.
And then someone's got to text Tiffany and ask. I'm like, guess what? Tiffany, you need to plan your own damn birthday party. There's too many of you. We're all
Yeah.
gonna plan it ourselves.
And it's the types who put pressure on you that like make you want to wish them happy birthday even less.
Right.
Like if you're like a big birthday person, you make a big deal out of it, and you like expect people to give you gifts and plan things for you. It makes me like want to get involved even less in your celebration. Like, I'm not into it.
Do you feel like since having Parks, you've been way less into your own birthday and obviously way more into his?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about my birthday.
Same.
It's nice to get like happy birthday wishes from people. Like it
Right.
brings me happiness or whatever. But I don't give a shit. I don't want to have a birthday. I'm getting
One
old
thing
enough.
I also always thought was weird is like, why are people not congratulating me, but like making a big deal of me? Like, shouldn't we be like saying, giving high fives to my mom who like did all the work? Like,
Yeah, this is on her.
like I'm like, oh, cool. I
Yeah.
stayed alive another year. Like, and I don't get me wrong, I love a birthday. Like, I love
Yeah.
my own birthday, getting presents, and really, Will is responsible for about 90% of that. That all
Yeah.
falls on him. But when you're an adult, these things
Yeah.
just do not
The
matter.
acknowledgement feels good. Like it does
Right.
when people are like, "Oh, you remembered my birthday." That's a good feeling. But it's not a big deal, people. Just calm down. No one's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
No one's intentionally like not thinking about you on your special day. It just didn't come to mind.
They're
That's
just moving on with their lives.
And you're not in the book anymore, so you're Yeah.
This guy's. I hate
What a
him.
baby.
One time for Sally remembering my birthday.
Found it. Good job.
I can't believe I remembered it. I had no idea yours is in October, Dylan. Sorry.
I know it's coming.
Randy,
up.
when's your birthday?
Don't care.
Your boy's about to be 3-7.
I do know Parks is in February, right?
Yeah, the 19th.
Okay.
2015. Best day ever. You know what I'm saying, Dave?
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember it.
Unless there's a bonus question here, we're finished, folks.
I do not have a bonus.
That's okay.
question.
I think that was a jam-packed epi.
It
I feel
was
good about it.
That was good.
Y'all fun?
About to place a food order.
Yeah.
You gonna go to
you-
Shortstop?
You getting there?
Sustainable salmon, actually.
Uh,
Yeah.
for
Shortstop
you.
is just, I can't. That's a weekend thing.
Yeah. All right. The hotline number is 888-362-6245. You can also write in at the link in the Twitter bio. All topics are on the table. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
I did have fun, by the way.
Good. Thank you, Dave. So did I.
Bye.